Hello guys, welcome back to another video. What if I told you you could take animations from one character and use them for a completely different character? That is basically the process of retargeting. Retargeting animations allows for the reuse of animations on a completely different character model. That means that I can purchase a character on the marketplace if it's already rigged and it comes with no animations. I can go ahead and take another animation pack from the marketplace, say this motion capture animation pack, and use them together. Learning how to retarget animations inside of Unreal Engine 5 is a very useful skill that you will likely need to use at some point in time. And in this video, I will show you guys all the things that you need to know when retargeting animations from one character to another. And by the end of watching this video, you will learn the principles that you need so you can retarget any animations that you have to any target character that you want. Now, before we get any further, I really quickly want to tell you about my multiplayer survival game course. Learn how to create a multiplayer survival game inside of Unreal Engine 5. There's currently over 40 hours of course content. In this course, you will learn how to make things like a drag and drop inventory system, a complete crafting system where you can craft all sorts of different items, a harvesting system where you can chop down any tree, rock, or bush that you see on the map. We create 9 unique weapons and tools, things like a rocket launcher, pickaxe, hatchet, rifle. We create an entire building system where you can build your own bases using foundations, walls, ceilings, and you can upgrade your base from wood to then stone and then to metal. This course is currently in early access, but if you enroll today, you'll get a big early access discount. The price of this course will be raised later on, but if you enroll now, you will get access to the entire course and all future lectures that will be added. So take your game development skills to the next level by enrolling in this course. The link will be in the description below, or you can head over to smartpoly.teachable.com to check out the course. So the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to create a blank project. Then I'm going to add an animation pack from the marketplace. If you need some animations to start off with, if you search for animations in the marketplace and filter by free, we have some different animation packs. Now I'm going to use this animation starter pack because this is free and it's by Epic. Now you can see it only supports Unreal Engine version 5. You don't see 5.1 or 5.2. And to add it, you just click add. You'll want to click on the show all projects and then search for your Unreal Engine project name. Select it. It will give you this red message, asset not compatible. Please select the closest alternative version. So you just want to select the closest version to 5.2, which is 5.0. And then click add to project. Now for the character model that I want to retarget these animations to, I'm going to use a free character model from the Unreal Engine marketplace. If you search for Paragon Bellica, this character is free to use and you can go ahead and also add it to your project. So I'm going to click add to project, show all projects, search for my Unreal Engine project, select the latest compatible version and click add. Okay, so I'm going to dock and lay out my content browser. So I have it open here. We have our anim starter pack. So this comes with a bunch of different animations. You can use any other animation pack that you have. And then we have our actual character model here. Now I'm going to create a new folder for our animation retarget. And in there, all you have to do to get started is you want to right click and we're going to create a new animation IK rig. Okay, so we have the IK Retargeter and the IK rig. Now we want to create an IK rig per each character for the source character that we're taking the animations from, and then another one for the target character that we're going to be applying the animations to. So create a new IK rig, and this will be called UE4 Mannequin IK rig, and double click open that up. So this IK rig window, to select the character model that you want to use, over here in the right, we have preview skeletal mesh. So if you click this little drop down, it will show you all the characters that you have in your project. So in my case, this is our mannequin and our source. So we want to select our SK mannequin because this is the character that all those animations are bound to. Okay, so we have our mannequin. Let's go ahead and create another IK rig. So go to animation, IK rig, and select that. And this will be our Bellica _IK rig. This will be our target. So open this up And for our preview skeletal mesh, we'll click this drop down. And you can see this Bellica character comes with different skins. They're all on the same skeleton, so they all share the same skeleton, so it doesn't matter which one you retarget it to. In my case, I'll choose this Bellica Biohazard skin. We have sort of like this yellow outfit. And then lastly, the last thing that we need to create is if we go into our folder, we need to create an animation down in the IK rig, an actual IK Retargeter. So you're going to create one of these IK Retargeters per each different character that you want to retarget animations to. So click on that. This will be named UE4 Mannequin to Bellica, and then underscore IK Retargeter, and open that up. Now when you double click this is going to ask you select the source to copy animation from. So our source will be the UE4 Mannequin rig. Then it's going to say select target to copy animation to. So this will be the Bellica rig. So now what this will open is our actual retargeter. Now really quickly I'll explain this window. You have over here the bone hierarchy. So you have things like the hand bone, spine. This is our target, so you can see it's highlighting for the Bellica model. And then over here is our source. So this is the mannequin skeleton. Now over here on the right, if I deselect the bone, so if I click anywhere in the viewport, it will give me our default details. And over here you can see the source. So you can change this if you want to. In our case, our source is our SK mannequin, and then the target is our Bellica character. Now down here in the preview settings, what I want to do is set a target mesh offset. So if you take this value and move it over, you can see that we can move our characters side to side. Of course, you could reset this back to overlay like this, and we might use this later on as well. It's very useful to see the actual animations playing side by side or overlaid. Now let's go ahead and start the retargeting process. So the first thing that we need to do is go into our source IK rig, in our case our UE4 Mannequin IK rig, and the first thing that we need to do is set our retargeting route. So if you right click on anywhere in the graph, you can see we have this little menu, and under the retargeting we have this option set retargeting route. So what I want to set our retargeting route to is our pelvis bone. So the pelvis bone is usually right here on the character. So you want to right click onto that bone and click set retargeting route. Save that. Then also go into your Bellica IK rig or into the target character and do the same thing. Select the pelvis and set the retargeting route. Okay. Now if we go over into our IK Retargeter, over here in our asset browser, you can see all of the animations from our source character. So I'm going to scroll down and choose this walk forward rifle iron sights. And so now you can see that the character here is animating. This is the actual animation that I want to take. And now you can see that because we set that retargeting route, we can already see some of the movement translating over onto our character. So the next step that we want to take is we want to get things like our arms and legs animated and properly copying over the animation data. So let's go over to our mannequin IK rig, and the next step that we're going to do is we're going to add the bone chains on our source. So you want to select bones spine 01 through spine 03, shift select that, right click, and then down here we want to add a new retargeting chain. So click on that. It's going to ask you to add new retargeting chain, click add chain, and then down here in the IK retargeting window, you're going to see the name of the chain. In our case it's spine, the start bone spine 01, the end bone through spine 03. So we're going to add a total of 6 different chains. So we're going to add 5 more, and the chains will start from clavicle L. So this bone right here all the way down to our hand. Right click, add a new retargeting chain, click add chain, scroll down, we have clavicle R through hand R, select that, shift select it, right click, add new retargeting chain, add chain. And if you scroll all the way down, we have our thigh L through our ball. So all the way down here, and I'm gonna unselect the twist bone. So we have calf twist, and I'm gonna choose everything other than the twist bone. So that is the thigh L all the way to the ball L. Without the twist, right click, add a new retargeting chain, add chain, and the same thing for thigh R all the way down to ball R. Unselect the twist, right click, add a new retargeting chain, add chain. Lastly, we're going to add one from our neck bone to our head bone. So right click that, add a new retargeting chain, and add the chain. So now we should have in total 6 different chains, and this is really just the bare minimum that you need to start retargeting animations. So now let's go ahead and save this, go to our target, which is our Bellica IK rig, and we're going to do the same exact process. So we're going to choose spine 01 through spine 03, right click, add a new retargeting chain, add chain, clavicle L through hand L, right click, new retargeting chain, add chain. Then scroll down, we have clavicle R through hand R, right click that, add a new retargeting chain. Keep scrolling down, we have neck 01 through head. Now this has an extra bone, and it doesn't really matter if there's an extra bone, so we'll just shift select that, right click, add a new retargeting chain. Then keep scrolling down, we'll have the legs, so we have thigh L through ball L. And I'm going to unselect the twist because we don't need that bone. Click, right click, add new retargeting chain, add chain. And lastly, thigh R through ball R. Unselect the calf twist, right click, add a new retargeting chain, and add the chain. So again, we should have 6 total chains in the skeleton. And now we should be able to save this. So save both of these, head over to our retargeter. And now what we want to do is, from our asset browser, we want to click on this chain mapping window, and we need to map the chains together. So we had the 2 different chains on each skeleton, and now if you select the spine, you can click this drop down and you can see we have the spine chain, okay? Now you can also auto map these, so you can manually map these if you want to by clicking and selecting them through this drop down. But you also have this auto map chains. So if you click on this, you can auto map the chains. So in my case, I'm going to select this auto map fuzzy. So this will try and guess, the names together and figure out which chain is which. You have also another option, auto map exact. So this would auto map exactly if the names are exactly the same. So I'm going to choose the auto map fuzzy. And what this will do is it will auto map the chains together. So we have spine to spine, left arm to left arm, neck to head, and all that stuff. So now over here, what we can see is the animation is already starting to play. On the character, we have things like the legs and arms animating. And if we go to our asset browser, we can choose different animations. We have this death animation. So you can see we're really quickly getting some fast results. We can also, if you select anywhere in the viewport, we can set our preview settings under our target mesh offset. We can reset that to the default value. So this will overlay both of these character models together. And now we can really see where we might want to tweak some of these animations. Now, if you are fine with the animation, so for example, say I have this death 3 animation. This looks completely fine to me. I think the results are great. I don't need to modify anything in here. All you have to do is select that animation in the asset browser and click export selected animations. So if you click on that, it will ask you where you want to save your animations to. In my content folder, I'm going to add a new folder. This will just be our animations. Click export. And now if I open this up, we have the retargeted animation on our character. Now this character, you can see they have a gun mesh, and that's just how all these Paragon characters are set up. They have a weapon mesh automatically attached to the character. Usually you would attach it separately, so just ignore this for now. But As you can see, we have an animation playing on the character, and this is pretty good. Now, for some of the other animations, if we go back to our walk forward rifle, if I click the pause, what we can see is that the arm here is completely messed up. And in our target mesh offset, if I click this reset value, it will go ahead and overlay these two characters together. So I can see that the animation retargeting is not perfect, and we need to go ahead and tweak some of the positioning. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to use IK goals. Now, IK goals are a very useful system to retarget animations because it gives you flexibility and complete creative control over how you retarget your animations. Now let's go ahead and add the IK goals. So to add an IK goal, you want to go to your target rig, and all you have to do is add the IK goals to your target rig. So you don't have to do it for the source, only for the target. So over here in our Bellica IK rig, we're going to add a solver, and we're going to add the full body IK solver. That way we can use IK goals. So click on the full body IK, and now this is going to be grayed out. It's going to say missing the root bone. So what we need to do is select our full body IK solver and select our root bone. Right click that, and down here in the settings we have set root bone on selected solver. So because I have this selected, I can click set root bone on selected solver, and that will go ahead and set the selected bone root on our full body IK solver. Now it's going to say missing goals, so we're going to need to add some IK goals to our character. So we're going to add goals for each of our hands and then each of our feet. So over on the hand, we're going to right click on the hand L bone and add a new IK goal. So click on that. It's going to ask you to assign the goal. So it's going to guess that you want the hand L goal to be assigned to your retargeting chain called left arm, which is the right one that we want it to. Click assign goal. And what this will do is it will add this little yellow box control on our character's hand that we're going to use later on to modify the character's hand position. Also, what you'll notice is in the IK retargeting, in our left arm chain, it will add that hand L goal. Okay, so that is what we want it to do. So now if we scroll down, we're going to add all the other IK goals for our other hand. So hand R, right click, add new IK goal, assign goal. Then we're going to add them for each of the feet. So scroll all the way down. We're going to add it onto the ball L. So ball L, right click, new IK goal, assign goal. And then also ball R, right click that, add a new IK goal and assign it. So it will assign all of the goals in of our chains. And now we have one of these IK goals per each arm and leg. Okay, so save that, and this is all set. So now let's head over to our IK Retargeter. So now what we can do is you'll see those little yellow boxes appear here on the character. And if you select a box, so this one right here, in our details panel, we have a ton of different options that we can modify. So if you scroll down to the IK, we have this blend to source. So what this does is if I put this value to 1, what you can see is that it takes the character's arm and we can modify the position of this arm. So we can click blend to source and put that all the way to 1. And now you can see that the character will be able to match the exact position of the wrist. And then I could also select this IK goal right here, click blend to source. It is also going to put the wrist right where we want it to. So we could take this even further. So right now you can see that the hands aren't aligned up perfectly. They still need a little bit more tweaking. And this is exactly where the IK goal system shines, because you can tweak the exact position of these bones. So for example, if I select the IK goal right here, we have things like static offset. So this will allow me to adjust the location, the X, the Y, and the Z location. Then I have things like the rotation itself. So if I wanted to rotate this hand and position it the closest I can to this mannequin's arm, I could. And I could also take this other hand right here and modify the rotation and positioning to match it up exactly. Okay, so now if I deselect off of this, I can add a offset position, and we can go ahead and play the selected animation. Okay, so this already looks a lot better than what we had before. Now there's also some other options that I'd like to highlight with IK goals. So if you select your IK goal right here, we also have things up in the FK, things like our pull vector. So what the pull vector does is it controls essentially where the elbow location is at. So you can control basically the rotation of the character's arm using the pull vector, and this also adds just a little bit more control to the overall look. Now if I want to take this rig even further, I can go in and add chains for all of the fingers as well, so we can get the same exact finger location. So the way that you would do that is you'd need to go into both the source and target. You would go into your index, so you'd have index 01 through index 03. You go in, right click, and add new retargeting chains for all of those fingers. So you'd select middle 01 through 03, add new chain, and you just go in and add the retargeting chains for both the source and the target skeleton. Now I've already done this in a separate project, so I can show you the walk forward. And if I unselect everything, you have this debug draw. So if you uncheck that, it will get rid of all of the IK goals and all the bones, so you can see the character mesh. And I basically have mapped all of the fingers, and I can reset the offset, so I can show you exactly what it looks like. So it looks pretty darn good for, about 30 minutes of work, and you can see exactly how the animation is lining up. Now, if you're still not satisfied with things like the finger position, you could go in and add things like the goals and modify further the positions. But the main thing is that I can go to pretty much any of the animations, and now that we've set up those goals and those offsets, it will apply to all of the animations so you can see how well they look. Overall, I'm pretty pleased with the results of the IK retargeting system, as it allows for a lot more flexibility and control over how you retarget your animations. And once you have your IK retargeter set up for that character, any animation that you import for that source character, you can take and retarget. So the neat thing is, any animation for this UE4 mannequin that I download from the marketplace, I can import it to this character and retarget it because I have set up this rig. So you could go in and set up multiple different IK rigs for different character models. For example, I have this Mixamo to UE4 retarget rig, and I can take a animation from the Mixamo skeleton and retarget it for the UE4 skeleton. And I'm just using the simple chain mapping, the 6 different chain maps, and some simple IK goals on the character's hand. Now there's one thing that you need to note. So if I click the stop playback, you're going to sometimes have character models that have different rest poses. So for example, the Mixamo skeleton is in a T pose, whereas this UE4 mannequin is in this A pose. So oftentimes, if your character models have different rest poses, what you'll need to do is in the retargeter, you want to click on the stop, then click on this edit pose. What the edit pose will allow you to do is, if I go to my character, bones, and show all hierarchy, I can select the bones and rotate them to match our source pose. So this is not going to mess up our character model. This is just setting the pose inside of our retargeting system. So what you want to do is you want to ideally match the pose exactly to your source pose. So I'm going to take things like the arms and straighten them out on both sides. And the more that you get this to match your source pose, the better results that you'll get. So now you can click out of the edit mode, and if we go to the animations, we can go to the walking, and you can see the walking animation playing. Of course, we can go ahead and turn off the bones, so select it only. And again, if you want to tweak things like the hand positions, say I want our hands to be a little bit spaced out, I can select this IK goal that I've set up on our UE4 mannequin, and I can add an offset so that it has, a lot more space on both sides. So that is the retargeting process inside of Unreal Engine 5. In my opinion, it has certainly improved from what it used to be in Unreal Engine 4, and there's a lot more control and flexibility that you can get using those IK goals to tweak your animations. So now you can take the basic principles that you learned here and take any other character mesh that you have, set up your IK rig and IK retargeter, and retarget any animations to any character model that you want. Now, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you guys leave a comment, a like, and consider subscribing because I make all sorts of Unreal Engine 5 content, tutorials, courses, all free here on the channel. If you want to check out some of my paid courses, you can head over to smartpoly.teachable.com. And yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.